Whoever you are, I'm not letting you rule what's left of our future.
Finally, with Hinokami Chronicles 2 finally around the corner, it's time to speculate and make a fun video on the DLC. This is going to be a fun prediction, speculation, discussion kind of video, and there will be light spoilers for Demon Slayer The Infinity Castle movie arc coming out soon. We're getting a trilogy of movies for the final arc of Demon Slayer, which being the Infinity Castle arc, which the first movie is coming out in Japan on the 18th of this month, and for US, I believe it's September 12th. I actually just looked that up today because I always thought it was just global on the 18th in July, but then I found out this morning looking it up that it's only in Japan, and for the US and the rest of the world, I think it's like September. But for Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles 2, that's coming out August 5th, which is next month. So we're going to be very hyped over this movie coming up, the Infinity Castle, and the game. It's perfect time to release the game. Is the final season's coming out with a trilogy of movies. It's going to be the perfect opportunity with the hype. And so with spoilers and everything from Japan having the movie, we're going to get spoilers, obviously, because that's how the internet works. So everyone around the world is going to be excited for the game and wondering where the Infinity Castle characters are going to be in this game, because some of them are missing. So the point of this video, there's going to be light spoilers, but this is going to be a fun discussion video. I want to make that clear. A fun discussion video, because I made a video like this for Bleach Rebirth of Souls, where people misunderstood. I never confirmed anything. It was a fun speculation video. I never confirmed anything. It was just for fun. So I'm making that disclaimer here. It's sad I have to make a disclaimer that 100 times. This is a fun video, but I have to make that disclaimer because people don't understand what a speculation video actually is. So for the majority of people who are intelligent and understand the concept, I apologize for that disclaimer. But again, I made a video like this before where it's literally fun speculation discussion, and I got attacked over it, and I never confirmed anything. So I'm going to end it right there and continue with the video. So an interesting topic I like talking about with friends, on streams, online, is when games come out, get announced, we get the first trailer for games, the full roster gets revealed. We're like, okay, what's DLC going to look like? Are we going to get something exciting? How many characters are we going to get? I'm going to talk about my speculation and theories in this video here. Because this is how anime games work for the past, in the modern times, is they like to capitalize on the most recent thing. You can use Dragon Ball as an example. Naruto kind of does this. Actually, they very much do this. Shinobi Strikers, Naruto Storm Connections. For example, for Dragon Ball Superhero, the games like Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Legends, Dokkan Battle, kept releasing units for these games, DLC, and then with Daima, now all the games in Xenoverse 2, Sparking Zero, they're saving Superhero and Daima for their post-release of like Sparking Zero, for an example. They waited for Superhero and Daima because they wanted something saved for DLC, which is fine, no one's faulting them for that. That's how the company works. They need to make money in DLC, so there you go. There is your solution right there to capitalize on the hype of Daima and Superhero. The same thing is happening here, where Hinokami Chronicles 2 full roster got revealed, and it's a pretty big roster, and it's very impressive, and I don't know who's complaining about it, because it's actually very good. The characters look unique, the game looks completely different. Well, not completely different, but you know what I mean. It looks very shiny, it looks new, polished, it looks like it's got new changes to it. They said that every character got adjusted from the first game, so that's a plus. Everyone got a new ultimate animations. You can choose the ultimate. There's tag ultimates. There's tag characters like you can play Donkey Gear or Taro as separate characters like you could in the first game, and you can also use them as the same character. So the obvious answer for this video, and for everyone's speculation, is the obvious answer they're doing is saving the demons and mostly Infinity Castle characters, transformations, demons and everything, villains, story beats for DLC for the story mode of the game and for the characters themselves, maybe for some costumes. And Academy characters are like technically separate characters, even though they can be skins, because the only difference is the animation ultimate and their costume. There is no other change to them as far as I'm aware. From the first game, the Academy characters were the same thing but different slots because different ultimates, but this game doesn't have an excuse because it can just be a separate costume because you can choose the ultimate anyway. Now, before we talk about my speculation, I want to lay out this real quick. I'm probably not going to speculate on the release dates of the DLCs, when they're coming out, how many characters we're getting at a time. I'm not going to use the previous game to be like, okay, we might get 2 characters at a time, and then 1 character, then another 2 character pack. I'm not going to speculate on that. The fun part is speculating who's going to be in there. And the second thing is, I'm going to have this in sections to where what I think is most likely, what I want, and what could be free. I'm going to start out with what I think could most likely happen, and this is not going to be any particular order, but I will say the order could be kind of obvious to how they are in the movies, because they might release these characters depending on when they show up. Like, for example, we know from the trailer, again, using light spoilers here, we know from the trailer, Shinobu's fighting Doma. And this is a side point, I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these demons' names, to be honest, besides like Domo, that's easy. So I'm going to show like pictures for the ones I can't pronounce. I'm going to try to pronounce them. So I think the DLC is going to be this. We're going to get 2 versions of Muzan. I think the first deal, again, I'm not using any particular order, but just for the speculation of the video. We might get 2 Muzans, 1 right away, like from the Season 1 design, maybe from the Hashira training arc design, where he shows up to the Demon Slayer headquarters to kill the leader, the master. Ubuyashiki, I think. I'm horrible at pronouncing these names. Ubuyashiki. Hopefully it's close enough, and there's going to be a picture of them on the screen, so you're going to know who I'm talking about. And if you don't want to be spoiled, I would say leave the video, come back after the movies come out and everything. If you want to, that's optional, but I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So if you don't want any spoilers, even like light spoilers, then you don't have to watch. You can just leave here, because the next character I'm going to say is another version of Muzan, could be the final DLC character in his final form, and that's all I'm gonna say, is just him in his final form. I'm not gonna have any more details about that, for no spoilers, but light spoilers. It's an anime main villain, of course he's gonna have a final form. The next character on my list, I don't know how to pronounce, I'll put a picture of him up. He was in the trailer briefly. Keigaku, is that it? I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing. Keigaku, it's the guy who's facing Zenitsu in the trailer, and I'm using light spoilers here, so I'm trying to be very careful here. They can definitely make a DLC for him. He is an upper rank, because again, this is spoiler, but it's kind of obvious because a couple of the upper ranks are dead. Upper 6 is dead from Tanjiro, Tengen, and all of them. Muichiro killed number 5, Mitsuri and Tanjiro's group beat number 4, so obviously they're gonna fill in those spots for the final season. So this guy, I think, is the new 6. I could be wrong, because me myself, I have not read the manga. Everything I know from spoilers is accidental. I accidentally got spoiled on a lot of the Infinity Castle like a long time ago. That's the way I know a lot of things that's gonna happen, is because I didn't read it, but I got spoiled on accident a long time ago. But I think this guy's the new 6, I believe. The next one on my list is Nakimi. Again, I'm horrible at pronouncing this. I'm not gonna say, I know from spoilers who she fights in the Infinity Castle, but I'm not gonna say it in the video. But she does fight in the Infinity Castle, and I feel like her gimmick reminds me of a Season 1 demon. It's the mansion demon where they met Inosuke. Her abilities are like that, but like Infinity Castle level. So I feel like they can do something very creative for her character as DLC. or even for a story mode DLC section, her ability can be so fun for a story mode mechanic to dodge it and whatnot, like they was in Hinokami Chronicles 1 story mode for the mansion. There was a cool gimmick for that mansion demon that could amplify that to something better for the story mode for DLC. For Nikame, again, I don't know how to pronounce this name. The next one on the list, I already mentioned earlier, Doma, Upper Moon 2, he's an obvious pick. And along with Doma, if he were to come out in a DLC pack, I think the next character to come out with him would be one of two characters. One I think is realistic, and the other one is my hope and dream. I'm going to mention this character now. Kane Kocho is a character I've been wanting since the first game, and when the second game got announced and shown whatever the first time, I'm like, I really want Kane Kocho. She's the character I want the most. They can definitely make a moveset for a dead character. They've done that before, and it's a video game. They can definitely make up moves, especially because her breathing technique gets shown with the next character I'm going to mention, Kanao Kocho, the girl that Shinobu and Kane saved, who is successor to Shinobu. And Kane, again, light spoilers here, Kanao's breathing technique is what Kane's was, I think, from spoilers. Again, I didn't read it, I got spoiled a long time ago, but I think that's what it is. She has Kane Kocho's breathing style. So same thing with Sabito and Makomo and Urukadaki. They can definitely take the DLC character for Kanao, the girl they saved, for that fights Doma with Shinobu and Inosuke in the Infinity Castle. Once they give her a DLC with her moves, they can be like, okay, we can use the flower breathing and just create better versions of those moves for a Kane DLC character, and that would be awesome. The same thing they did previously for Sabito and Makomo and even Urukudaki, who didn't really fight much in the anime, so there was no source material for a lot of their moves, and they made it up as they went along for the video game, which is perfect, fine, and awesome. That's all I'm asking for. Just be creative, make any attacks for Kane Kocho, and I'll be happy. The next character on the list, again, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Upper Moon 1, Kukushibo, Kakashibo. I'm just going to call him Upper Moon because I can't pronounce this name. So Upper Moon, obvious pick. I'm not going to talk about who he fights in the Infinity Castle or the technique he used, because I know from spoilers what his ability is. I'm not going to say it because, again, it's a spoiler, but his... I'm trying to be vague here. His ability could be so cool in the game. He can. I'm not gonna say anymore. But once the movie comes out, if he is in the first movie, and uses the ability, then I might talk about it in another video because he is so cool. If his ability is what I learned from spoilers a long time ago. Now the next one is also pretty obvious, which is something they did in the first game and something I talked about with Muzan. And people will probably be upset at this because it's the internet and people don't think before they speak. And so it's an anime game, so obviously they're going to reskin, well, quote unquote, reskin the main character. We're going to get again, speculation, I'm not confirming, 2 Tanjiros. One for the Infinity Castle with the permanent mark on his forehead, because we're getting Swordsmith Village Tanjiro in the base game. But we're also going to need, with the full costume and the permanent mark on his forehead, with the new training he has, they can make some new Hinokami new Hinokami Kagura abilities to give him for a DLC character for the Infinity Castle when he first enters the Infinity Castle, and then give us a second, maybe at the end, maybe for the final DLC, there'll be a pack of 2 characters, the final form for Muzan, and the final form for Tanjiro. I'm not going to say what the final form for Tanjiro is, because, again, spoilers, but it's all over the internet. When the first game came out, all I saw for the first month of the game was mods of Tanjiro's final form, so it's not really a spoiler, because everyone on the internet has already seen it, but I'm not going to say it just in case. And me personally, number one, I don't care about reskins. Number two, they're fine. Number three, unless it's Xenoverse 2, they're new and unique. Xenoverse 2 is not new and unique, that's fine to complain there. But Bleach Rebirth of Souls, don't complain about 4 Ichigos. They all play differently, they're all needed for story mode, and to tell different stories, to use new abilities and whatnot. So don't complain about reskin for multiple Tanjiros, because we have, I think, 3 or 4 in the game, including Academy, and then 2 more for DLC, that's fine. We have 100 Gokus in Xenoverse 2 that play the exact same way. So I don't want to hear risking this, risking that, whenever the same people are defending Xenoverse 2 by not having Super Saiyan 4 for custom characters in the newest DLC, but Goku Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 have moves from Xenoverse 1, that being Full Power Energy Blast Volley and so on. And if you couldn't tell, I'm passionate and opinionated. That's why this is a ramble and a stretched out video, because I like talking about anime and my favorite games. I love Xenoverse 2, but I don't understand, this has nothing to do with the Demon Slayer video, but this is going to be a quick ramble, that this would be the perfect time to have Super Saiyan 4 for custom character to go along with the hype of the Daima DLC, is to give us Super Saiyan 4 for custom character to play that, as well as Super Blast Energy Blast Volley on Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. We can have that instead of having Super Saiyan 4 for custom character come out in 5 years from now when we get Chaozu as DLC. What would be more hype? Super Saiyan 4 for custom character with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the new hype thing, or with Chaozu, right? Right. Anyway, back to the video, got sidetracked, my bad. I can make that an hour Xenoverse 2 ramble video if I wanted to, but that's not the point of this video, so let's move on. The next character on my list will probably get hated as well, because technically reskin, and technically are in the game already. So you know how Daki Gyutaro can be played separately, but now also as the same character? What if for DLC, for like a fun DLC, like side character or something, they give us a Nezuko Tanjiro that can be played as the same character, to where they use, like, we already have like a ultimate, like a dual ultimate for those characters in the game right now. And like we have like them comboing in the game right now. You can use them both in the same team, have a team ultimate with those two. But what I'm saying is it can be a Daki Gyutaro situation where there can be another slot where you can play them both as the same character somehow. That's gonna be, I don't think that's gonna happen, but that's, I'm just adding that to the video just to have another character in the video to talk about. Because this Hinokami Chronicles 2 is introducing new concepts and new ideas for characters. For example, Tengen's wives are 3 characters in one. 3 characters in one. That is unique and something that can definitely implement for a DLC on another character. I don't know how to pronounce this character's name. Aoi? Kanzuki Aoi? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. But anyway, there's like characters that she's like friends with. They can, like, she herself in the anime says that she's not a fighter, but they can definitely make like a moveset. They made Murata and the Type 0 Yoruichi like combat training dummy like as a character. They can definitely make a what if, not even like a what if, just like a fun character for Kanazi Aoi as like 3 characters in one. And even on the same note, if they don't do that, they can use the concept for 3 characters in one for another DLC character. What if we got Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke as a 3-in-1 character for a DLC? And if we want to be more creative, unique, what about Rui? They can have a DLC character for Rui that's like mixed with the other spiders. There's a bunch, I think there's 4 or 5 spiders in total for the demon family, for the spider demon family in season 1. Like a completely what if, you know, a what if character for DLC for Rui, where there's his whole family in one character somehow. And then the next point I want to make is, this next point is more Academy characters, and as I established earlier in the video, they are technically the same character with a new ultimate that can, so it can technically be free or pay DLC, hopefully free. So maybe we get new Academy characters for free or pay DLC of the rest of the Hashira, like Gyome, Mitsuri, Muichiro, Sanemi, Genya. And as I said earlier, my number one pick is Kane Kocho. She has an Academy character design with Kanao Kocho. They have designs for their Academy form, and if they add Kane and Kanao as DLC, they can also give us, like as a skin, the Academy versions of those characters. I would really love that. That is the end of my list, and I just wanted, again, to say that this was a fun speculation theory video. This was not me confirming anything, it's just me having fun, talking about the concept of, okay, we're getting movies coming out of the final season, they're going to optimize on the hype of the movies and the Infinity Castle arc, so obviously the first DLCs are probably going to be Doma and the rest of the Upper Moons that are in the game, and then after that could be Tanjiro's, Muzan's, Kanao. Kane is my number one pick, as I keep saying. If I had to pick one character, Kane. I've been saying that since the first game came out. As of this recording, as of me editing this video, they have not said how many DLC characters there will be and who the first one is or anything of the sorts. Again, this is just me making a fun theory. I don't think as of this recording they've said anything about DLC. Like, we're obviously going to get it. Every anime game gets it nowadays because everyone loves money. The game developers love money, and that's how games sell, is by selling the game and then DLC afterwards. So obviously we're getting DLC. But as of this recording and editing the video, they have not said how many we're getting and when they're coming out and who's it going to be. When the game comes out, I'm going to stream it, have fun with it, and I love the first game. And I'm also looking forward to Net Impact for Hunter x Hunter and My Hero All's Justice. I'm gonna make a video for All's Justice talking about what the roster can be, and then talking about in a separate video after that what DLC could be, because I have a very good idea of it from, again, a theory and fun speculation, because I played the first one's Justice 2 and whatnot. I played the hell out of that game. I love that game. Been there for all the DLC. I understand how where the story ended, so I can very much see, okay, what can All's Justice bring to the table? Where is it going to start? How many characters at launch? Who is it going to be? How many versions of Deku and Shigaraki is going to be? I can make a very long and fun video on All's Justice, where that's going to take a while, so it won't be right away, but that is coming in the future. So this is where I'm going to close out the video, but before I close out the video, I want to please say, like, comment, and subscribe. I just hit 900 subs the other day. I was really happy to hit 900, thank you, and I'm really close to hitting 1,000, so I really want to try pushing it to 1,000 as quickly as possible, try to get monetized, because my goal, this has nothing to do with the Demon Slayer video, but my goal is getting monetized, waiting until it's matching the current job I have, or a little bit under that, quitting my retail job, and then going full-time on YouTube, and making more videos, more edited videos. It's going to be more videos and better quality if it can be full-time, but it can't be full-time while I'm working another job. So my goal is getting monetized as soon as possible. So if anyone can help out, I would really appreciate it. Tell your friends, show the video out, show any other video I have out. I have a Demon Slayer Infinity Castle edit on the way. I don't know when it's getting uploaded, but it's almost done. So maybe another day or two until I get uploaded as of this recording. But just because this is a Demon Slayer video, I'm going to plug this real quick. One of my greatest AMVs of all time is in my playlist of Demon Slayer AMVs. It's the Let It Burn AMV. If anyone loves Demon Slayer and somehow hasn't seen that AMV, please give it a watch, because I think I peaked there. I think I peaked at that AMV. And if you love Demon Slayer, you love this video, give that video a chance. It's called Let It Burn. It's in the playlist for the AMV for Demon Slayer. And I have other AMVs for other series, for Fairy Tail, Dragon Ball, My Hero, Bleach, other animes, Akame ga Kill. I'm also going to work on a remake of one of my old Akame ga Kill edits, but that's not going to be for right now, because I got other things on my plate right now, other videos to make, but that's in the works. So anyway, I'm rambling, making this video stretch out longer than it needs to be, The video is done. Take care. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know other theories, like if there's characters I'm missing, because I feel like there's characters I'm missing or like not mentioning. I'm just trying to mention like what was in the Infinity Castle without spoiling too much, and trying to be realistic and also saying what I want. What I don't really want Ineo, I don't know pronounce her name. It's the character I mentioned earlier that can be like 3 characters in one. I don't really want that. It's just speculation, right? But it could happen. I don't want it. What I want is Kaneko Cho, and I'll be happy. Alrighty, bye.